Kubor nakaslem jong unongsan Hima.
Ka Eastern Air Command Lingba U Air Officer Chief Air Marshal Dilip Kumar Patnaik ulaong ba ka Skhim Thymmai kabalasay da ka Union Cabinet menen kasngi kan Khring ki Samla bakin Trei ya ka kam Shipai kum ki Agniveers na kabanta Southnem. Habakran cikilat pathai khubor hakasngi balang upat naik ulaong kania kade ka scheme ka bakhamper bak sarkar kalawan ra hakabayade baki samla jong kari nakaliang ka jong u ulaong baka scheme kan play lat play lenti nakabenta ki khna samla ki bakwa banyo mat ya ka kam Shipai klem da IT yala dia upat naik ulaong ru ba ulayu I bakari ka yeng ban penyo nong nakabenta ki samla ki badon ya ka jing penmlien ha ka rukom ka jing renti bat komjo ru ya ki batre shitom shu ulaong ru baling ba ngani ka scheme ki samla ki nyo buon ki lat ban kentir ya la dia ha ki kam ki baki Trei upat naik ula batai ben pa ben halor ka jing Trei kam kani ka scheme bat ki lat ki kabu ki baki samla ki nyo la ka dei ha ka jing sha sumar ka insurance bat ki wei ki jing yo jing mentoy.
Yesterday the government of India has announced human resource policy changes, and based on that all the government departments of government of India are on the way of issuing guidelines for the new things that are coming the way. At the outset, I would like to say that yesterday, the Honorable Raksha Mantri, as well as the three chiefs of the Army, Navy and the Air Force, had gone ahead and given a press conference about what is generally being covered in various media channels. The purpose of calling you here today was to apprise all you ladies and gentlemen about a little bit in detail about what this Agnipath scheme is all about. Why it is important that all of us are communicating this is because this is a very, very unique scheme which the government has thought of. A lot of deliberations have gone about in arriving at what I am going to be speaking to you about. And it is more for the youth of the country and the requirement of the country that we go ahead with this Agnipath scheme. So I'll just cover some of the salient features. I would like to say that this part of the Agnipath scheme, we have Agniveers who would be selected to serve the Indian Air Force, similarly for the Indian Army and the Indian Navy for a duration of 4 years. It gives an opportunity for the India's youth to experience military life. The next sentence is very important. Without having to make a long-term commitment or engagement. The youth of our country, as we have seen over the years, are better educated and possess a higher exposure to technology as compared to the earlier times. And it envisages enrollment of mostly ITI students, National Skills Qualification Framework candidates, as well as the NCC candidates, ensuring that they are exposed to an improved, tailor-made training curriculum which will enable them to transit quickly and effectively into the Air Force environment. One of the bottom lines is that it is going to start 89 days. Yesterday it was 90 days. It's got 89 days left before it starts rolling. We are very, very particular about the timelines. So 89 days from now, the scheme will start rolling. Another bottom line of this scheme is that the age profile, which is at the moment around 32, by the end of 4 years, it is expected to come down to 26 years. So you can imagine what the difference it is going to make as far as the armed forces is concerned. The new HR management scheme will basically be meant for those who join for a period of 4 years. These enrolled candidates as Agniveers from all part of the country. Here I would like to reiterate that from the northeast, that is covering Odisha, Jharkhand, West Bengal, and all the 7 states of the northeast, the representation we would expect to be on the higher side after you people have conveyed the same to all the youngsters who are there in this area. Post this period of 4 years, all Agniveers will then be going back to the society. And out of this Agniveers who are inducted, not all, but 25% of them will be retained into the services, whether it is Army, Navy or Air Force. And the selection procedure for this 25% will be based on their performance, and it will be a very, very stringent and open information available to those who want to continue to be in the service. And the selection will be the exclusive jurisdiction of the government. At the moment, it is open for men, but as per requirement, women will also be part of this Agnipath scheme. They will also join in as Agniveers, and it is all India, all classes. The age limit starting from 17.5 years and will end at 21 years. Every year we intend to be taking some people starting with the age bracket of 17.5 years, that is 17 years 6 months to about 21 years. And as far as the medical requirements are concerned, they remain the same as what is prevalent for anyone joining the armed forces now. What is important is after they have joined, they are liable to be assigned any duty in the organizational interest at the discretion of the Indian Air Force. So goes for the Army and the Navy. They will have the same uniform that we are wearing, except that there will be a distinct insignia which will be worn in their sleeves to say that they are Agniveers. As far as honors and awards go, they will be as qualifying as any of us. If they have done something good, they will be honored with an award. They will, however, not entitlement of gratuity like it is for the government officers. Coming to the life insurance cover, this is important. We have categorized it into 3 different parts, category X, Y and Z. Should an unfortunate incident happen, wherein because of his duty, he has to get involved in a battle casualty or supreme sacrifice, an amount as much as 1 crore is going to be available for his next of kin. However, if while in the process of training or while in the process of work, he experiences some medical problems and invalidment, in that case he is insured for a sum of 44 lakh rupees. This money he is going to get should he get invalidated for medical reasons. Coming to the skill certificate, at the end of the engagement, a detailed skill set certificate will be provided to the Agniveers, highlighting the skills and the level of competency acquired by them during the engagement period. And out of those 4 years people, 25% who are going to get enrolled, who are selected to be enrolled in the IF as regular cadre, will thereafter the meter will be down for a regular service employee. So suppose he has joined at say 17.5 or 18, at 22 he has the option of joining. It will be based again on option, and he may opt for it, but there is taking him as a part of the Air Force, Navy, Army will be based on his performance, and 25% will be taken and they will also be part of the full group. Now coming to certain more acknowledgements and advantages. Why is this scheme being chosen? Firstly, we will have a youthful profile who will be younger, fitter, diverse and more trainable in the changing technological environment. Just to elaborate a little bit, when I was a young boy many years back, those days there were no computers, those days there were no mobiles. Now a young boy even of 7 to 8 years, he knows how the mobile works, and by about 10 years he knows how the computer works. So that is the change the youth has seen. And because this youth is more computer savvy, more technically aligned, so that is what the country has come to, and it is time for armed forces to utilize their experience on them being more tech savvy to be part of our team in defending the requirements of the nation. It will be an optimal balance between youth and experience, and they will serve the nation, imbibe military discipline, ethos and skilling. Now a word about military discipline. There is a slight difference between a person who's, say, served in the armed forces, even if it is for 4 years, he'll be more disciplined, more understanding the requirements of punctuality, because from age of 18 onwards, he is going to go through, he is going to see his peers, he is going to see his seniors, so it is sense of responsibility, sense of discipline will be there. So now we have a group of people from the Air Force, about say from 3,500, if 2,800 are moving out, we have a group of 2,800 ex-Air Force Agniveers available for work as a workforce discipline. So that is the kind of win situation that the environment is going to get. While we would love to have many of them continue, but there is another group of people who have joined maybe 6 months later, they are falling behind. So that is how. So 89 days from now, we will have about 3,500 coming into the Air Force. Similar higher figures are for the Army and the Navy is slightly less. We have a push coming from new group of people coming, and some of them will be leaving, and that those who are living on the environment are available for the government, for the private industry, for those who want to have startup, and everyone is available for us. The financial package, about 11 lakhs, I won't say it's a huge package, but it is something that a person is going to have at the end of 4 years. Suppose he wants to start doing something with that 10 lakhs, 11 lakhs available, he can go in for a loan and start a startup, and maybe in the process give employment to many other people. So as a country, we are going to start growing. And they will at the end of it have a unique resume, and I'm sure the private companies, as such, we have short service commission officers, they are getting jobs outside, they are getting good package outside, and whatever reports I have got about short service commission officers, they are doing a good job, and I'm sure these people, when they leave after about 4 years of work, they will be an asset to the organization wherever they go. An old adage which says it is a win-win situation. I would like to say it's not a win-win situation, it's a win, win and win situation. Why 3 wins? A, the person who joins, for him it is a win. For us in the Air Force, it's a win. And most important, for the country and the rest of the organization, it's a win. So it's a win, win, win situation. And this Agnipath path-breaking opportunity is available. I would request all my media friends to make sure that it is communicated to the people, to the youth, so that they understand as to what is there in store for them should they choose to take this path of joining as Agniveers for the Army, Navy and the Air Force. Shortage. It is that for the last 2 years, you must be aware, because of COVID related issues, the recruitment has been stopped for all the 3 services. Every year we recruit, in the Air Force we recruit close to 4,000 to 6,000 people, because as replacement to those who retire. Retirement has not stopped, but recruitment had been stopped. So in the last 2 years we have had some shortage. So with this scheme we will come up. But it's a regular, normally instead of say 5 to 6,000 people, we will be taking in about 4,500 to 3,500. No, I can assure you there will be no discrimination, because only discriminating thing is there will be a patch on the left. In the armed forces, to start with, there is no discrimination. There is seniority and juniority. That is there, that will remain. But as far as discrimination for a person, whether he is Agniveer or is an airman, will not be there, I can assure you that, because they are there to work, and if they are working, there is no discrimination. Qualification requirements for airmen is class 12 pass, and for the NCs, that is non-combatant, it is class 10 pass. So these are the basic yours. So at the age of 17.5, what we expect is him to have a class 12 mark sheet and the other abilities. It will be an open system, and there will be rallies conducted, there will be exams conducted, some will be online, and then at the end of it, there will also be a physical examination to meet the medical standards that is expected out of it. CDS is meant for officers, which happens after, say, graduation. And before graduation, a National Defence Academy is there. So that is after class 12 that they enter. So for officers, it's a different route. Airmen are engaged in. There will be tradesmen for technical, non-technical, and those who are in accounts, in Adam assistants, all kinds of trades they will be engaged in. I'll tell you this much. And I would like to reiterate, just because I am from the military doesn't mean that if I retire tomorrow I'll militarize. We become good citizens even after leaving the service. And believe you me, from the armed forces, not only armed forces, anyone who's there, he will do what is good for the country. And militarization of the country is the last thing that Indian armed forces will ever think of. I can assure you this much. Height, I think there is a relaxation. Otherwise, capability-wise, I don't find any difference, because I have men and officers working from the Northeast. They are as good, if not better, than people from the Northeast. So there is no relaxation, but except for the height part, particularly for the women officers, we have a slight relaxation for them. Merit-based. And if someone is doing well, we are not going to see where he's from Northeast or from Punjab or where. If he's done well, we will select him. And there is no quota system as such. Like it used to be, we will go for a rally and people from a particular, just to maintain the structure of the armed forces. But it is purely and absolutely based on merit. So from your office, I would like to request that they should not be afraid that I am from Northeast, I will not get it. If he works, he will get it. First of all, I would like to correct here, it was corrected yesterday also. We will not call it tour of duty. We are calling it the Agniveers scheme, firstly. Secondly, as far as the money matters go, yesterday our Honorable Raksha Mantri had said it very clearly, in no uncertain words, that money is the last thing that we are talking of saving. There is no money saving. If at all there is anything, because our people who are already joined, they are going to be there for next 20 years. So if there at all is going to be any saving, it will happen after 20 years. We are not looking at that saving. What we are looking is a youthful profile, and we want to give back a system to the government and to the people outside, a disciplined person who's seen discipline. And we have also had cases wherein, say, they don't want to have a commitment of 20 years because of own requirements, personal developments, family requirements, what have you. So having said that, coming to the second part that will it have any issue as far as the training of others is concerned, or how will it affect the training? Now please remember that we already have senior airmen who are already there. We have already explained it to them in very many words that the scheme is coming up. The responsibility of training these youngsters has increased. So it is, and they have all accepted generally that when a new boy comes, because he will have trained for 6 months, but he is computer savvy, tech savvy, and known to pick up things fast. We have to give it to our youngsters that they are far more smart and can understand things faster. So a system has been acclimatized to take this change. And incidentally, in the Army, the Navy and the Air Force, we have at Air Headquarters different directorates which have been given this job as to how to absorb this and make the best out of it. So very many changes in the syllabus, in the way they are going to train, everything has been done, and we are all ready. Maybe 89 days from now when they start coming, we'll see the results for yourselves maybe after 6 months when the new changed syllabus curriculum is going to make sure that those who enter, A, they feel welcome, B, they feel part of the service, and C, they are ready to go, and after 4 years, they are ready to be a contributor to the whole country as such.
The differences between...
As far as differences go, we have studied, while preparing this, we have studied the Russian scheme, we have studied the UK scheme, we have studied the Israeli scheme. In Israel, there is forced kind of a conscription where they have to serve for 2 years. As far as Russia goes, is also almost about that. But in France and wherever there is a short service, they are got this option almost on the similar lines. As far as pay package is concerned, what is 30,000 for us? They get a similar purchasing power parity amount that they get, almost on the same lines.